my pleasure to bring on to our live show my acquisition manager, Chad Coulter. How's our morning? How we looking?
It's been busy the past hour. I've got an incredible appointment here at 3:30 that was set up for Ryan and Scottsdale that we'll have to take a look at after you get done with the live show.
Yep.
But other than that, man, it's been fantastic. Just kind of doing some colder leads and getting ready for my support call here in 30 minutes as well.
Let's role play a little bit, okay? Because they want us to role play, which I love this. We got a lead just now or 30 minutes ago. Kimberly Park at Gold Mine Canyon in Wickenburg.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
This
list
is
is
a pay-per-click lead. It just came in. We all get text messages that have all the leads, their information. So call me. I'll be Kimberly. Let's just say Kimberly is a man's name.
okay. Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, Kimberly. Is this Kimberly?
Yes, this is Kimberly. Who's this?
Hey, Kimberly, this is Chad with Joe Homebuyer. I just got the form you filled out about your property here on Adams Street in Wickenburg. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No, that was fast. I
Yeah.
think I'm still on your website here.
Yeah. No worries at all. We try to be as efficient as possible, and I saw the form come by, and I had a few minutes, so I just wanted to call and introduce myself and kind of get some information about the house, but more importantly, kind of get a better idea of where you're at in the process and kind of figure out your goals that you have in the selling process. All in all, can you kind of catch me up to speed real quick with what you're hoping to do and how we could possibly help?
Yeah, that house was a rental property. I used to live there, and then I moved to Virginia, and that's been a rental property for me, and I'm just sick of it. I've owned it for 15 years,
Yeah.
and it's just time to sell it.
Are you self-managing this property from Virginia?
Unfortunately.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. I can't even imagine. Are you getting just tons of phone calls and texts from your tenants about every little thing that's going wrong with this house?
I told them I wouldn't raise the rents if they, took care of the small items. Obviously, any bigger items, I told them to reach out to me. But honestly, I haven't been in the house for 3 years. I
Okay.
don't know. They had some pets. It's, I think it's in decent shape.
Okay.
I don't know for sure, but
Yeah.
I think it's in pretty decent shape. But it's an older home. It's going to need some work.
Sure. Let me ask you this. Are your tenants, are they month to month or are they on a lease, Kimberly?
Yeah, month to month. Yep.
Okay, cool. And have you expressed to them your kind of your interest in selling the house? Like, have you guys had that conversation yet?
Yeah, they know I'm going to be selling it.
Okay.
Yep.
So you've
Start of
given
2025. So they know they're already starting to look for a new place.
Okay, cool. So they kind of have an idea. You've given them their 30-day notice. Let's say they're out by middle of January. Is that fair?
Yeah, they're fine. They'll find something. Maybe a little bit more time, but I could talk to them.
Okay. And we can be flexible with that. That's kind of one of the advantages of selling through an investor versus going to the open market is we have a lot of flexibility and we try to put together a closing package process that is specialized for each individual seller that we work with. With that being said, what does like the timeline really look like here for you, Kimberly? Are you looking at like closing within the next 15 to 30 days? Because that's really
I'm
what
looking to get an offer from you today.
today. Okay.
I mean,
Have you-
right now, if you could do it. I don't know if you could pull it up on your computer
Yeah.
or how much time you need, but
Okay. Have you, let me ask you this. Have you already spoke to a few different people? Have you kind of gotten some different feedback or am I your first call?
no, I just saw you guys. I went to your website and
Yeah.
just filled it out. I'll probably get a couple other bids just,
Okay.
to do my research and
Yeah.
due diligence.
And as you should, Kimberly. I think it's important to honestly do your own research to kind of get an idea of what properties have been selling for in this area. And then also get some different feedback from other people to make sure that you know what offer you end up moving forward with is a good one, right?
Yep.
If you're getting offers that are in similar ballparks as far as what a cash offer would bring, then you know that's a good sign, right? Because most serious investors that have been doing this for a long time all kind of run their numbers a little similar, right? In a sense, it may be $5, $10, $15,000 here and there, depending on the location, the condition, and their available crews, right? But if you're getting, 2 to 3 bids in a similar spot, you should feel good about that, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
sure.
Tell me a little bit about the house. I know you said it's in decent shape, but it is an older home. How many beds, baths, square footage? Just kind of catch me up on that quick.
Yeah, it is. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath. It was
Yep.
renovated. I bought it renovated about 15 years ago.
Yep.
So it's it had the new tile at the
Yep.
time. Probably not popular anymore, but the carpets, I'll be honest, in the bedrooms, they need to be totally. I don't even know if there is carpet anymore. They might have ripped that out
Yeah.
because they had some pets, and I think it was starting to. They were just tearing it up, and I think it smelled a little bit. I think the roof is probably 25 years old. The air conditioner is pretty old,
Okay.
but the water heater's new. It's got a
Yeah.
it's got a new water heater,
Yes.
and I put a new washer and dryer in it.
Okay. Okay.
But beyond that, I think it's going to need to be renovated for sure.
And let me tell you this too, Brent, or Kimberly, my apologies. In a sense, for any investor that's going to try to take down this property, right? If things aren't up to 2024 standards, they're probably going to go in and replace it anyway, right? So for us, your house here I'm seeing is 1,600 square feet. We've been doing the business for long enough, right? We can kind of get an idea of what it's going to cost for a 1,600 square foot, stick built home that needs a new roof, new AC, and cosmetic updates throughout. So I'm not too worried about that. Do you have, I don't know if I asked you this, but do you have a mortgage on it, Kimberly?
Yeah, I think I've only got, I bought it a while ago. It was a really good price at the time. And I think I got maybe 60 grand left on the mortgage.
60. Okay. Okay. And over the past 15 years, I mean, obviously the property is appreciated. Have you kind of done some research to kind of see what homes have been selling for, or?
Yeah, I know that Zillow has it on for 362.
Yeah.
I don't expect that. Obviously, you guys need to make some money, and it needs to be renovated. But
Yeah. Yeah.
just give me a fair offer. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Don't mess around. Don't. I want to sell, but I don't want to have to fix it up. But I could if I had to.
Yeah. Yeah.
If the prices all come in way too low, I would have to figure something out.
Well, tell me this, Kimberly. What's too low to you? I mean, at this point, if you didn't have to deal with the updates and the tenant and getting it on the market from 25 hours away, and you could just step away from the property hands free in the next 30 days, I mean, what would be a good offer for you?
If I could walk away with 150 to 175 in my pocket after paying off the 60,000, that would feel really good. Obviously, the more the better.
Okay, so I'm kind of bad at math, so that looks like 250. So you're looking at like 310 to 325. Is that what you're saying?
No, I only owe 60, so
Right.
210 to 235.
Okay, perfect. So with that being said, and I forgot to ask at this point, Kimberly, is there anybody else that's kind of helping you make a decision throughout this process, or is it just you?
My wife's involved, but she kind of let me spearhead this,
Yeah.
and yeah, but
Is
she's
her
on board.
Okay. Do we need to bring her into the conversation to make sure that she doesn't have any questions or she doesn't have any concerns about kind of how the process works moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, once we have an offer, we'll discuss it, and if we have any questions, we can certainly both ask.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at things here right now, Kimberly, and I know you said that you would be happy with about $150 in your pocket. Is there any flexibility or any wiggle room at all with that price?
I think that's probably fair. I think that it's pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need some work, and I understand that anybody that's going to go and buy in there is it's they're going to want to get a return.
Yeah.
So I
And
get it.
look, and look, I'm not saying that your price is unreasonable. I appreciate you being flexible. Sometimes it's hard for people to understand the cost that we have to put into a property and the risk that's involved for us to be able to make a profit at the end of the day. So I do appreciate that. Kimberly, let me ask you this. I mean, if I could put you on hold and step into my finance guy's office real quick, and somehow, some way, I'm able to get 210 approved, like, are you ready to put an agreement together right now with me on the phone?
I'd have to talk to my wife. Yeah, I'd have to see it. I'd have to look at the agreement, and I think that I think the price wise, we're pretty close.
Yeah.
But I think maybe I'd want you to see it before making an offer.
Okay. What other concerns do you have though about the process moving forward? Are you looking for any other terms in this offer that would stand out to you guys or make you guys kind of push the needle to where you feel good about making a decision right here, right now?
Well, I assume it would go through a title company,
Yeah.
and they would take care of
Yeah.
all of that
Once
business.
if we got an agreement together right now, Kimberly, essentially the next steps would be, we would send in our transaction coordinator, who happens to be my wife, Erin. She would send in the agreement to the title company, Pioneer Title, and then they would start the process. They'd pull the title report and do all of this. We'd have our inspection period, right, where we have our contractors, subcontractors, partners, X, Y, and Z go in, kind of look at the property and make sure that there's no big outstanding things that you're not aware of and that I'm not aware of that we can't see from afar, right? And the only way that anything would change about this agreement is if we were to find like some $25,000 item that popped up that you and I were not aware about. And that happens like 0.0001% of the time. So you shouldn't be too worried about that. But other than that, you would fill out your opening documents. They would order the payoffs, and then 30 days later, you're ready to close, right? So it'd be pretty smooth, pretty clean, pretty convenient for you all the way throughout. So, why don't we do this? If you're not ready to make a decision right here, right now, and you need to speak with your wife, why don't you go to her and I will go to my finance guy and I will push him like hell to try to get up to your price. And if you can get with her, you talk with her and ask her if she is good at 210. And if she's good at 210, let's get back together here on another call in 10-15 minutes and we'll finalize this thing. Is that fair, Kimberly?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. I'll do my best. You do your best, and I'll give you a call here in 10-15 minutes.
Awesome.
All right.
Come on. Guys, put in the chat some love for Chad. Put some love in the chat. Put a fire emoji. Put a picture of Joe Burrow. Put a picture of
Frosted tips.
put anything, something positive. Put something positive in there. Get them some frosted tips. That's right, guys. The chat does this every single day. There's a lot of nuance that we could break down in that, but if you understand, everything Chad's doing is confirming and approving. He's not building friction anywhere. You want to lose a deal, add friction. Yep. You know what I'm saying? He is making it smooth. He's using his tone of voice not to sound like this big time and powerful investor. He's doing it to just do the discovery. What does this seller want to accomplish?
Yeah.
Awesome. And then if it was somebody that was in town, how do you do the handoff to Ryan?
Yeah. So essentially, if you're here in Phoenix, I'll set up the appointment, but how we try to change, because Phoenix is so competitive, right? And let's just say that you were set on making a few different appointments, right? You wanted 3 people to come out before you made an appointment. Then I'm trying to get a hard verbal commitment from you after building 20 minutes of rapport to let us come out last, or at least after somebody else has come out that's giving you an offer, yep. Right? Because a lot of people here in Phoenix, the likelihood of them being okay to take one offer, what does that happen? Like 2% of the time, right? I mean, it never happens because there's so many different people that they can call. So I'm setting up Ryan an appointment strategically when they're closer to being ready to make a decision, and maybe when they've had 2 or 3 other people come out. So that way he can come in, he can get a feel for what the other offers were, who the other people that came out, and then go from there, because that gives him a best shot to close. And so then it's, hey, expect a text message from me right after we hop off the phone. You're going to get an automated text from Ryan as well on the day of the appointment and the time, and let us know if you have any questions or you need anything before we make it out.
1.8 million and some change you and Ryan have been responsible for this year. 1.8 million and some change in the calendar year 2024. How important is it to get inbound leads?
Yeah, guys, not only is it going to just make your life a whole lot better from dealing with the cold calling and texting leads, but the turnaround time is just insane, right? If you want deals and you want deals fast, these people that are reaching out are wanting to make a decision within 30 days. They're selling it to somebody. And if you can refine your skills and really own that first 24 to 48 hours of contact, it's really hard to fail. You know,
Well, when you get that PPC lead coming in, it's what, 1 to 15 leads,
yeah,
one 1 to 15 leads per deal,
yep,
as opposed to one out of how many for cold calling and text.
like 90, 100,
Yeah.
120, something like that. You
Well,
know.
how does that affect your mentality?
Oh, well, every single time, we get a phone call or a form, there's a chance, right? You know that there's a chance. And all I'm looking for is in that first 3 minutes. Because I mean, obviously you can't determine every single call if it's going to be like a deal or not off that first intro call, but at least you have an idea like of that first 3 minutes. If they can just give me something to work off of, then I know I got something, right? And for us, motivated sales guys, that's all we ask for, right? Is just give us something that we can go after, give us something that we can work with, something that we can do right here, right now, versus 120 days out.
Yeah, because we close the deals in 30 days, not
Yeah,
4 months.
yeah, yeah. So it's not as mentally draining on you for
It's more
sure.
exciting every day.
Keeps you fresh. It keeps you crisp. Any phone call could pop out to be a 50, 60, 100K deal.
Yeah. Awesome. Chad, love you, buddy.
Love you too, man.